Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you this makeup look. It is consumed with neutrals, which I love and is definitely like my go-to color scheme. But I did add a little bit of pop of color to kind of liven it all up. So I want to show y'all how to achieve this look. I'm going to begin today with the Naked 2 palette right here, and I'm going in with Stark, which is this second creamy shade. And I'm using the MAC 217S brush, and I'm going to just apply it right in my crease. This brush, the 217S, is their synthetic version of the 217 brush. It's really great for blending. You can use it with powder products or cream. I want my blend to be super graduated, so this is going to be the lightest shade in the crease. And then I'm just going to blend up a little to my brow bone. And I picked a color close to my skin color because I'm going to stick with neutrals today. And this is going to help me to blend it up better. For the second shade, I'm going to go in with Twig, which is right here. And this is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. I'm going to take this with the same brush right in the crease. But I'm going to try to be a little more particular where I place it because I don't want this darker color to fade all the way up. I want to keep it kind of in place, and then I'm going to fade it out. I like to bring my eyeshadow out. It just helps me to blend a little bit better. This is a reason I love to do my eyeshadow first, because it allows me to kind of clean up after. So all I got to worry about while I'm doing it is my blend. And I'm actually going to bring that up a little bit more right there on the inside. Look a little crazy, but so again, right in the crease, carry it inward. Inevitably, I'm going to blend this in to kind of go with like into my nose contour. My brow bone is just so much higher than like where my crease of my eyelid is, so I'm gonna have to work on that in a moment. Like I said, I'm going to really try to work this into my nose contour and really give me more of a pronounced bone structure like right there. So that means I need to carry this side up more because I want it to dip in a little bit higher. How about we create an illusion today? Because I'm going to get really close to you so you can see like my bone like dips in right there and it's really sunk in right there. So what I'm doing is trying to like move that crease up a little higher. So I'm actually going to lighten this to kind of give the illusion that this is more of my eyelid base, but it is not. Okay. In order to do that, I'm going to go back in with the Stark color that I had right here and just lighten that up right there. This is the thing I love about makeup. You can kind of change your direction as you go. So if you're like, I don't know if that's going to work on me, just try it. I mean, what's the worst thing? You got to wipe it off. So maybe don't try new things like when you're in a time crunch, but so lightened that a little, and then I'm going to go in and just kind of blend it. Fuse those two colors together so there's not like a demarcation. I'm going to go up here too and blend. This is just a clean brush so that I can make sure it's just really well meshed together. I don't want you to be able to look at my eyeshadow and see like where one color stops and another color begins. So I'm just going like back and forth because I don't really want to move the product like upward, if that makes sense. So back and forth is going to kind of keep it in place. When you use circular motions to blend, it's going to disperse the product. Now I'm going to go in with this brush right here. Honestly, have no idea what it is called. You can see the edge. It's really good for like placing eyeshadow in a crease and it not getting too like wide. So I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette again, and we are going with this dark brown shade right here. It is called Dystopian, I suppose. I think makeup companies give these like crazy names just so we sound insane if we don't know how to say it. Like, maybe I should have researched that on Google prior to making this tutorial, but nah. So what I'm doing is following that crease line along the socket of my eye right there, and I'm only dragging it like to right there where I'm gonna have to try to like blend into that, well, where I'm trying to act like there's some type of structure. It is not, and that's okay. Now this brush is not really going to get you a blended application. You are going to see a relatively stark line, so I'm going to need to go back and just kind of feather the edges. Dusted the excess off of this brush right here. You can see that it's good for, I guess, a more detailed shadow placement or blending, and I'm just going to blend this darker color right into where I'm going to fuse it into my contour later on. And then I'm going to go to the outside of this edge and really just kind of feather that out. Is everyone ready for Christmas? Because you know it's in like 2 weeks and I need you to realize I bought 2 presents. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. Now I'm going to go back in with my concealer brush, and with this excess product that I had used to prep that eyelid, I'm just really dabbing, kind of brighten that back up a little. And then I'm going to go in with Fresh, which is right here. This is also from the Sultry palette. Exhibit A. Just going to dab this along the crease. I mean, not the crease, the lid. Oh my goodness. Oh, much better. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. What do y'all think so far? I mean, obviously without like, just look at my eyes. Okay, bye. Time for eyeliner. I'm actually going to use a shadow today with an angled brush. I'll go in with an angled brush. I'm actually going to use this Dystopian like I did in the crease, and I'm going to use a little bit of water on my brush, and this is just going to make the shadow be more pigmented. I don't know why, I just had this like moment of freak out. There was this one time I was filming a tutorial on someone else, and I literally got halfway through it and realized that I pushed the wrong button, so it wasn't recording. I like to pull my eyelid pretty taut right there, just like so. It just keeps the skin really smooth, so it's easier to apply. I'm actually going to go in another brush. This one, the bristles have started to fray a little. Just doesn't want me to be great today. Okay, well, I'm going to switch to this brush because I know that it will get skinny. And now I have to clean up the line. I'd like it to be really defined, and right now it's really not. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and some oil-free makeup remover. And this is the Neutrogena. I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm just going to work back and forth to clean up that line. Eyeliner is now nice and so I'm going to take this brush right here. I actually typically use this to apply lipstick, but today that is not the case. I'm going to go in the Tartelette in Bloom palette right here, and I'm going to pick this Rebel color, and I'm going to kind of smoke out the wing eyeliner a little. I actually borrowed this idea from DESI. She's one of my favorite makeup artists on YouTube, if you've not yet checked her out. Time for lashes. This is the Iconic Light in the House of Lashes. I'm actually about to go in and put some eyeshadow underneath to finish this all up. Using this brush right here, just so I can get a very detailed small application. And I'm going to go in with the Rebel from the Tartelette in Bloom palette. And I'm just going to follow underneath my lash line from where the wing ends inward. And for my inner lash line, I'm going to use a cream right there to kind of brighten my eye up a little bit. I'm going to use this liner right here. It is a nice cream color, and this is MAC eyeliner. The reason I chose to do this cream liner on the inside of my lash line is because my eye is relatively small for my face, I feel like. And if I have like dark up top, dark on the bottom, technically I don't have dark right on the lid, but the lashes darken it up. And then I also smoked it out a little underneath. So the cream is just to add a pop of light to kind of like open my eye up a little more so I don't look like this. Time for foundation. Praise the Lord, because I am so pale, which my foundation is still pale because I'm so pale, but it's at least better than this ghost show we got going on. Okay. So I'm just going to apply with this brush and then go back in and press it with my beauty blender. This foundation that I'm using is the Dior Skin Forever foundation in shade 020 right there. This is one of my, I guess you could say, loyal foundations. I'm very committed to it. I always like work my way back to it. It's a medium coverage, but it is buildable, so I can like put it on areas that I need more coverage. It lasts all day. So I would say like the longevity and the lightness, like feel of it, is why I always work my way back to it. They do have a full coverage foundation. I mean, it does a great job if you like full coverage foundations. My skin just feels so heavy if I have a legit full coverage foundation all over my face every single day. So that's why I use the Dior, because I own a beauty lounge. So I feel like I have to put some type of face on, and I don't want to wear full coverage foundation every single day of my life. At least not until I can have like an in-house esthetician that does my skincare all the time, because I make myself wash my face, but like I secretly hate it. And it's not even so much like the act of washing my face, like that part's not bad. It's just like when I'm washing it and then like water's running down my arm, and you know, if I've gotten a spray tan, then that's like not a great thing. So first world props, right? Shame on me. So I'm gonna blend this all the way down to my shed line, because I'm so pale. I have the foundation everywhere, but I'm just going back and adding a little more in the areas that I feel needed. I have found like every time I do my makeup, if I just do one layer of this all over, like right here, it just looks like it needs more coverage. I don't know how to explain it other than that. My eye goes to it and says, oh, that looks unpolished. And then I'm also gonna go up here. I have really dominant veins in my face, especially when I'm this pale. So I'm gonna go and add an extra layer right there, because it's like a super blue vein. And now I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender and really like press this foundation into the skin. Again, damp beauty blender. I've been insanely surprised at how many of my clients have been like, oh, I use that, and they're like, oh wait, you're supposed to wet it? So I just want to like reiterate, it is damp. I fill it with cold water, and then I squeeze the excess out of the sponge and then use it to press my foundation in. Okay, let's conceal this madness, shall we? So I'm gonna use two concealing shades today. I'm using the NARS concealers right here. I'm gonna mix the custard and the vanilla. I'll try to make this visually appealing for you. I'm not gonna lie, typically I'm just like, and I don't do it near as strategic. Go in between. And the reason I'm mixing them is I just feel like the vanilla is just a little, although I am really pale, I understand. Maybe this is me being in a slight sense of denial, but I still feel like it's just a little too light. And then I'm just gonna dab, press along the nose, and work up to my eyeshadow. Now this is the part where I really like, because I feel like it makes the eye pop when you get that clean line. So I am going to go, once I find my brush, I'm gonna go in with my concealer brush and just drag some of this product and kind of define that line more. And then right here, I'm just gonna drag that down. And I wanna keep this really skinny. I'm gonna drag this out right along the brow line. And then right here, I'm just gonna press up a little and then go back in with my beauty blender. Once I do my chin, I like to bring the excess right there on the top of my lip. Time for Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just gonna set this under eye up into the side of the nose. I'm gonna take the MAC 217S brush again. Obviously I'm gonna dust that off to make sure none of that shadow gets on my face. Okay. Bobbi Brown bronzer in Stone Street. And I am very, very lightly going to start the underneath of that brow bone and just drag down. Because remember, the whole point is to try to blend this right here into the nose. Like so. Very fused. I have this little like round ball on the end of my nose, so I like to darken underneath to kind of like slim that up, and then do a little right here and under. And then we're going with the big brush right here. I have no idea what this is called. I actually got this one from Target, and it is a blush brush in the Sonia something. The initials on it are SK. It's really, really, really ideal for blush or bronzer in that region. I'm really just kind of blending all of this in. Right here at the temples. And I like to press right here. Hairline. I don't feel like I have the daintiest of foreheads, so I definitely like to contour up here. Also, make sure to bronze under here along what would be deemed a jawline. I don't really have one, so yeah. I have to like really work on not making this right here like a black hole so this doesn't come out, because if I look up and it's black, then there's a problem. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Laura Mercier translucent powder and go right alongside my nose to kind of intensify the contour just a tiny bit. I'm going to blend that out in a moment, but I'm not there yet. I'm going in with this Sorbet and Pomegranate 501. I just feel like it's a very pretty color that'll go great with all these neutrals. I'm going to dip my brush and then I dab the excess off on a towel because I don't want to put too much. Just a little pop of color right there. And I typically like dab more so than anything when applying blush. I just feel like it keeps everything in place. Like if you're just like swiping all the time, I feel like you're just moving a lot of product around. Now I'm going to go back with my blending brush. This is currently clean. Dust off and blend that excess translucent powder like that. I would say like the key to a really good makeup application is blending everything. Then I'm going to take a little bit right here just to kind of cut that a little bit more, then blend. Now for lips. 3C, this is Makeup Forever Aqua Lip Liner. As you can tell, I really love it. It's a great one. The lip color, this is NARS, their liquid matte in the shade Get It On. Lip color is on. I'm going to take a little bit of highlight and hit the high points of my face. I'm using Rihanna's The Fenty Beauty highlight in, what are these shades called? Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I try so hard to remember all the names by memory, but then I get everything mixed up and then I'm lying to y'all, and I don't like to lie. A little on the tip of my nose and right along the bridge. And then I'll go back with a bigger brush and just kind of pop that right there. And to set all of this, I'm going to go in with the Mario Badescu Rose Water. Can you see that? There you go. Obviously, I love this too, as you can tell. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you here next time.